And the Los Angeles Rams. With fall around the corner, football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Allen off the play fake. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. So there is the big arm of Josh Allen on display. He can throw it as deep as anybody, and that was an absolute laser.
And how about how he improvised right there, because he got flushed out of the pocket, locked eyes with his wide receiver, who knew to just keep running. And he was able to lay that one out there for him to run under.
And that one covering an even 63 yards in the air. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. Down inside the 10. Touchdown! James Cook, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Bills are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10
at the 20. Back to throw, Stafford.
Looking underneath, he's got Akers.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Stafford.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. What a matchup here for our first game of 2022. The 103rd season in NFL history, and this is the first of 285 games on the schedule this year. Now, both of these teams certainly hope to be playing in that 285th game. That would be Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. The Rams were able to raise the Super Bowl 56 banner before the game. Of course, they beat Cincinnati on this very field back in February to win that Lombardi Trophy.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 47. Now a play fake at Stafford. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
21.
Here's Stafford. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Big 20.
They'll try and run for this with Akers.
And some room to maneuver.
And he's going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
From the red zone now, Stafford. And he's got it. That's caught for a Ram touchdown. From 17 yards out.
And the Rams Rams are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook.
And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that that can bring him down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Gabriel Davis, a 7-yard pickup. It brings up 2nd and 3 at the 31-yard line.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted.
And the Rams will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that's caught inside the 30. He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 27.
These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 7-7.
Now a 1st down throw. Stafford.
connecting with Kupp here on the out route.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up second down.
50-50.
Throwing again is Stafford. And he's got it. That's Kupp for a Ram touchdown. A great play there. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Rams have moved out in front.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a...
He's got a man, complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. On play action, Allen. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. And it sets him back for second down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd.
Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Troy Hill picks it, and the Rams are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they fell behind early, but since then, 2 touchdowns and a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they found the end zone on their first 2 drives, and even more so after the defense gave up the first lead. But these last 2 drives, obviously they inspired their D because they shut them down the last time out. They hope to continue that string.
Like 22! Like 7! 0!
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10.
0!
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford.
That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
From the 50, it's Stafford. And able to find Higbee, it's complete. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 25-yard line. Off of play action, here's Stafford. Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning three safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to return.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Stafford, and the Bills are going to get him as he goes down.
So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, well, they're staring up at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction.
A good head-down running on the return, gets about 15 yards.
And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Uncorks one for Davis. They've got his man complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
Gabriel Davis,
71 yards.
And the Bills will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is now 21-14.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. Let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works, sometimes they're ready for you. And that time, they were on guard. Incomplete.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. On 1st down, Stafford here. Going up top for Cup. This is caught inside the 15. Now Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. So now following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
So now Stafford and the Rams after the sack. And they're staring up at a third and long.
Back to throw here. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. Gay's kick is good, and that'll bring them back within 4.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach? Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaughan. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
From the end zone, here comes Williams.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now. A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
53, ready?
Off the fake to Akers, here's Stafford.
Buying time to his left.
And he will find Atwell. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 36 yards.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like 2 excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You've got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
They start the drive with Cook. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Cook. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
And that's where this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time. Forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Allen to throw it. And Diggs has it. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations, quite the accomplishment. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Here's Allen. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
After the interception, here's Stafford. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit after they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Forced out to his left.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he's got it. That's Cup for a Ram touchdown. A great effort there. With now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Rams have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point.
And that one gives them a 3-point lead.
Makes the score Rams 24.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. On 2nd down, Cook. And he powers his way up past the 30. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there.
3rd down, here's a run by Cook.
And some room to run now.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Again, it's Cook. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. James Cook making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut.
And the Bills have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing is Stafford. It's complete to Robinson.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Back to throw, Stafford. He'll get this one to Cup, complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Play action, Stafford.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Dancing to his left, and that will be incomplete as well.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on third down.
And Gay knocks this one through, and that will bring the deficit back down to 3.
So given 3 on that drive, normally you'd say we'll take it, but the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because We don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team.
And that's caught inside the 35.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
A gain of 43 yards. And the Bills first down.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
27.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Cook up the gut. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
The line to gain here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Allen. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Rams are right back in this football game. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before. And right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Stafford.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now a play fake and it's Stafford.
Across the middle, and this pass complete to Cooper Kupp.
The Rams on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
He was brought down by
Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Bills are gonna take over in excellent field position. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. Then everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Room here to run. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
James Cook, now with his third touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Bills are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead.
His kick is good.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
27. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Stafford.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay. Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. Play action, now it's Allen. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To the air, Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. Allen to throw once more.
Looking on the out route, he finds Shakir.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Allen now looks to throw.
He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Stephon Diggs, a 14-yard touchdown.
And the Bills are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Their own 19-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And no doubt this is not the way that they had hoped to open their season. Thoroughly outplayed here in front of the national audience.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stafford.
And quickly into the hands of Robinson.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Stafford on 3rd down. And this one is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Alert!
Here we go on fourth. Stafford. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
Hands!
On first down, Stafford here. He's got it at the 15. And he's brought down after a very nice game. From the red zone now, Stafford. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Teron Johnson able to pick it.
And the Bills are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook.
And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Here's Cook again. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 124 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
And Allen is actually going to throw it here. They'll roll him out right.
Looking for Knox on the crossing route. It's complete.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle, it's Cook.
And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Naeem Hines, his first carry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. On play action, Allen. And now here is another interception. Picked off by David Long. And the Rams are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw a 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
32! Hey! White!
To try again after the sack. Stafford, and this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
All right, partner, deuce is wild on this sequence. 2 plays, 2 sacks, and now 2 points thanks to the safety. Offensively, there just didn't seem to be much of a plan when they came out on attack. That let the defense create a little chaos up front and set up one of their guys to make a play and get through and record the sack.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
It has been quite a display here in the opening game of the new season. Really, they're putting the rest of the NFL on notice. They are going to be title contenders. And this is caught. Touchdown, Bills.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one, because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Stafford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
One last throw here for Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
And the Bills come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, partner, tonight was a great way to kick the season off. That, before the game, probably as much pomp and circumstance to start a season as I can ever remember. And this is just game one of many to come, sitting next to you. Really looking forward to it.
As am I. Great to be back in booth with you for another season. Great to get this year underway. You and I both know interesting is going to be the word. An extra week now as part of that newer 17-game season. What a fun opener tonight. We know the better games are still on their way, but I'm glad that we got started.
So for Buffalo, they begin the new year 1-0 as they come out victorious here. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for L.A., they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons.